Good morning. We are having a little bit of good morning. Morning, Jen. How are you? Can you see me? Hi, Jen. Nice to see you. Can you hear me okay?
Hi.
Right. Well, Jen, just to give you a little bit of background, this class, we have people that I film it for my virtual online video store that I have clients who are traveling or are in other areas. And so sometimes I have people in the studio, and sometimes I have people that join us online. And then I always do it just so that my clients that are traveling can pick it up whenever they want. So I'm sure they're welcoming you right now whenever they watch this. So it's nice to have you in class. Do you happen to have 2 tennis balls?
I do.
I forgot to mention that to you. So we opened at the beginning of class. So we're gonna, can you see me okay?
Yes.
So we're gonna stand on 2 tennis balls, and we place the balls at the right in front of the calcaneus, the inside of the, just at the back end of the arch of the foot. And the reason for that is, and I'll try and watch you a little bit, won't pick on you too much. The reason for that is we have fascia that connects to the bottom of our feet and or to our structure in 2 places. It connects to the bottom of our feet. And then as we sink into that, it also connects at the top of the head. And our fascia, as you probably know, it's kind of like a giant net. It is the saran wrap of every single cell wall, cell bundle, muscle bundle, all the way through our structure, all the way to the outer layer of our skin. And like that net, when you pull on a net, the whole net moves. And as you're waking up in the morning, you get out of bed, you feel that stiffness, that tightness. We are opening the body and waking up the fascia when we have that sensation. And just by standing on the balls in this position, you can help release the tension through the hamstrings. You are lengthening down through the calves and the lower back, and that lengthens all the way up through the neck and to the top of the head. Good. And it takes about 90 seconds for us to actually have a response instead of a reaction from our fascia. So our goal with the balls is just to relax into that space, that little tender spot, let the body sink down towards the earth. And then we're going to start to connect the breath. We will start to connect the movement with the breath. So the breath in Pilates leads the entire action. All right, arms are going to come up. We're going to stretch the shoulders and seat the shoulders down, elbows down to the side, chin to the chest, roll it forward. Nice long extension through the neck, and then stretch and open up through the chest. You are wrapping through the glutes and you're pressing those heels down. This is a beautiful, beautiful balance exercise. Inhale, pulling it forward, chin to the chest. Exhale, stretch, extend, and lengthen the elbows out towards the opposite wall. Now exhale back. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. 2 more. Now you're bringing that chin to the chest, which massages the thyroid and wakes up all of your hormones, that nice little organ that produces all of our happy hormones. Let's seat the shoulders, bring the hands down to the hips, and then exhale, extend and stretch. Inhale, working range of motion. Again, you are pressing into the hands to connect that, create that engagement with the back line of the body. And again, that neck, chin to chest. And exhale, extend from the top of the head. 2 more. Inhale down. Exhale, extend. Last one, inhale down. Exhale and extend. Reach the arms out to the sides and stretch. Then bring the hands down, roll those shoulders, and roll them in the opposite direction. Good. Step off those balls, and we're going to work at the bottom of the feet. Again, this is working the balance exercises. We're lengthening through the entire body, lifting up as our feet are pressing down. The hips will have this sensation of the ribs lifting up off of them to give that lower back that sense of relief from the compression from gravity. Arms coming up. And then exhale down into the ribs of the hands down into the barrel of the ribs. Good. The pinky toe is on the ball, and we're going to work the 3 meridians of the bottom of the foot. So working the outside line. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. You should have a nice connection with the hip. You are balancing through the hip line. Then standing leg is nice and long. Good. 2 more. Lift up through that chest. Build that awareness through that sternum of stretching the chest upward towards the heavens. The arms come up, the heel comes down, and the toes wrap around the ball. Arms come up, seat the shoulders, and bring that body forward. We're going to pulse for 2. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Use this pulse as an opportunity to lengthen the spine, open the hamstrings, and reach the body out into the world. Reach the body down all the way towards the floor, and then take an inventory of kind of where your body is right now. How far can your head get down towards the floor? Just let that head sink down towards the earth. Good. Place the hands on the shins, chin to the chest, and press gently into the hands as you slide the hands up. That keeps continuous engagement with the abs as you are rolling the entire way. And then keep those shoulders seated. Careful not to round through. Arms come up. And exhale down. Nice. Inhale, roll it through the center line of the foot. So my regular clients already know this, but I will share it with you. As we grow older, because we coddle our feet so much by covering them in socks and shoes, we lose the neuron sensation through our CNS with our feet. Our feet become less and less and less sensitive to the world. And we also have nerves that run through the body, they run through all of our organs. Bring that heel down and place it on the ground. Those neurons running through the organs, they sense things and they may get little trigger connections. And those the carbon energy that runs down those neurons has nowhere else to go but the bottom of the feet. So that's why we get little tenderness we get at the bottom of the feet, is because we have crystalline formations of carbon at the end of the neurons. Roll it all the way down, and that also leads to the desensitization of those feet. Place the hands. So when we work out our feet, we are waking up the neurons, we are cleansing and clearing out the carbons, and we are maintaining a brain to appendage connection that's so important for our balance. Place the hands on the shins, chin to the chest, seat the shoulders. Plus, it just feels really, really, really good. Nice. Arms come up. Exhale down. And roll it out. So you're working inside arch of the foot here. They actually recommend that everyone roll their feet or have some sort of massage or some sort of connection with the feet for at least 5 minutes every day. So this is a nice way of giving ourselves that gift. Good, roll it around, dig that ball in. Good. Open up those feet, Step on the ball. Now give yourself some little kisses, which is so nice. We all need a little bit of love. Good, roll it around. All right, press that ball to the side. Switch over to the other one. Wrap through the glutes. Pull in and up through the belly. Arms come up. Exhale down. Bring that ball to that pinky toe, working the outside line of the foot. Good, inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And exhale. Inhale and exhale. Lift up, keep those shoulders seated. Really stretch up, and then just think about your posture. Really try and keep that balanced weight between the hips so that you're not cocking the hip while we're doing this exercise, but just keeping those hips nice and stable. Good, 2 more. Inhale and exhale. Last one. Good, bring it to the center of the toes. Place that heel down. Nice lengthening through of the back line of the body. Arms come up. Seat the shoulders, stretch and lengthen the body forward and pulse. Good, lengthen all the way down. And then just take an inventory. See how much, just that little bit of work. You probably lowered your body down another inch or 2, maybe even 3. Wiggle those hips back and forth, stretch and stretch. Then place the hands on the shins, chin to the chest. Again, engage the legs. You're giving yourself a full body massage with every roll down or roll up that you do. Every organ, press in and slide the hands up and roll that body up. Good, nice. Arms come up. Exhale down and your hands come to the rib cage. Again, breathing out into the barrel of the lungs. You should feel those ribs stretch out to the walls and then exhale back into the center. 2. Good, bring it to that big toe. Place that heel down. Nice deep stretch through the bottom of the foot. Arms come up. Seat the shoulders. Stretch your body long and pulse. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Inhale, inhale, exhale. Exhale, roll all the way down and let that body hang to the floor. And wiggle those hips back and forth and back and forth. Hands on the shins, chin to the chest, seat the shoulders and roll the spine up 1 vertebra at a time. Again, stacking the vertebra up and using the muscles as a support for every single vertebra. Arms come up to the heavens and then back down to the ribs. Roll it out through that inside arch. Now really try and keep the breath in the barrel of the lungs and not that lifting of the shoulders or that lifting of the chest, but a reaching and stretching of the barrel of the lungs. Using the full capacity instead of that, just that upper 1/3. Good. 2 more. Last one. Good, dig it in, roll it around. Hopefully, if you're breathing right, you're starting to feel a little buzzy. All that oxygen is stimulating your circulatory system. It's getting absorbed into the cells. You are priming your pump for our event coming up. Good, roll it around. Step on that ball, give yourself some little kisses. You need lots of those. Good, it feels so good. All right, keep the balls close by because we are going to roll out the thighs when we start our first push-up series. All right, come in front. If you have your yoga strap, place the yoga strap right in front of you. If you have a towel, that works too. Arms are going to come up. If you don't have one, then you can use You can just do the exercises with me, keeping the shoulders seated. Okay, great. So one thing with the yoga strap, Jen, is there's no flex in a yoga strap, whereas a Pilates towel has a lot of flex to it. So just be really gentle when we're doing some of the exercises. If you get kind of stuck because the strap won't move, then just open up your grip a little bit. All right, arms are gonna come up, seat the shoulders, stretch the body down, another big roll down. Place the towel on the edge or at the base of the heels or front of the ankles. There we go. Seat the shoulders, chin to the chest, and roll the spine up one vertebra at a time. We can another full body massage. Beautiful. Keep those shoulders seated and lift up through the chest. Nice. Inhale, bend the knees and the arms raised to shoulder height. And then exhale down. Good. We're going to bring the towel up and then bring it right over the shoulders and find your base of your ribs, and your second rib is where you want to put your fingers. Yeah, so yep, exactly. Very, very nice. And then you grab the strap right there. This gives you your perfect ergonomic position for your body. Good, using that strap. Okay, then we're gonna lift up and bring the arms up. And exhale, bring them down, chin to the chest, massaging the neck. Inhale, lift and press out. Exhale, roll, bend the knees and come into center. Inhale up. Exhale. Now here, you are squeezing your knees and ankles together. You're wrapping through the glutes and you are lengthening through the abs. So those abs are scooping in towards the center of the body. The shoulders are staying seated and not rolling forward with the movement. You keep the connection with the strap. Inhale, bring it down. Exhale, lift all the way out. Good. Inhale down. Exhale all the way out like a bird's wing. Inhale down. Exhale and lift. Inhale down. Exhale and lift. Inhale down. Exhale and lift. Two more. Inhale down. Exhale. Hold it there, standing straight up. Elbows are straight out. Lift up behind the head and then pull it straight down, connecting with the back line of the body. Inhale and exhale. You're working your range of motion and the strength through the scapula. And inhale, lift. Exhale down. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. In through the nose, then press the air out through the lips. In through the nose, exhale out through the lips. In through the nose, exhale out through the lips. Last one. Bend the knees, then lift the arms up and bring the arms straight forward. You're going to seat those shoulders down. So really careful not to roll the shoulders forward, but lifting out through the chest, extending through the tailbone, the shoulders stay seated. We're going to pull the arms straight back at shoulder height. Good. Inhale back. Exhale. This creates those beautiful little deltoid muscles. I shouldn't say little. We want those apple-shaped deltoid muscles at the top of the glenohumeral joint. Inhale back. Exhale forward. Nice. Inhale back. Exhale, elbows up. In, yep. Perfect. Exhale. Inhale back. Exhale forward. Two more. Inhale back. Exhale forward. Last one. Inhale back. Reach the arms forward. Seat the shoulders. Squeeze the ankles. Knees and glutes. Knees are bent slightly. Pulse the arms up. Inhale. Inhale. Exhale. Exhale. Inhale. Inhale. Keep those arms nice and straight. Shoulders seated. Exhale. Exhale. Inhale. Inhale, exhale, exhale. Four more. Inhale, inhale, shh, shh. Two more. Shh. That's it. Shh. Lift it all the way up. Good. Let's stretch the hip to the left. Good. Beautiful. Keep those shoulders seated. Chest is lifted. And to the right. And a beautiful structure with the arms. That looks so good. See those shoulders and reach it over. exhale, and lift. And again, that reach through the hips. You should feel that weight on the outside of the foot that we just worked out. Good. All right. Stretch the arms back and come to center. Nice. Stretch it back and come to center. Good. Beautiful range of motion. Inhale back. Exhale, lift. Now careful not to flare through the chest. Stabilize through the hips and pull the rib cage right over the barrel of the ribs as you are doing your lengthening down. Good. 2 more. Inhale back to center and lift. Last one. Back to center and lift. Bring it all the way forward. Bend the knees, seat the shoulders, squeeze the ankles, knees, and hips. You're going to keep the hips forward, the shoulders seated as we rotate to the right and then to center. Rotate to left and to center. So you're going to stop in the middle. Inhale, reach. Exhale, center. Good. Inhale, reach. Exhale, center. Nice. Inhale, reach. Exhale, center. You want that really strong pull back of the shoulder blade into center. Inhale, reach. Exhale, center. Inhale, reach. Exhale, center. Inhale, reach. Exhale, center. Last side. Hold it here. We're going to pulse that shoulder back. Inhale. Inhale. The hips and the knees stay straight. Your focus is on that back arm. The arms are not moving, just that shoulder is pressing back. You're working the full back line of the shoulder complex here. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale, inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. 2 more. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Last one. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Bring it forward. Seat the shoulders, pull in through the belly. Reach over to the opposite side and pulse. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. 2 more. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Last one. Bring the arms forward. Let's stretch it all the way up. Another big stretch through the hip. Nice. And lift. Seat those shoulders down. Inhale, reach. And lift. Good. Bring the hands down to the hips. Step out into your grand plie. Toes are pointed to the side. Knees are right above the ankles. You don't want to have the knee over the feet. Arms are going to come forward, and we're going to start with a nice connection here through the legs. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. 2 more. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Last one. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Lengthen down, deepest position, lowest point. We're going to start with the arms and the legs. You're going to lift up onto the ankle and bring the arms down. Pulse for 2. Inhale, inhale. Then the arms come up, the ankle sits, and switch to the other side. And bring it down. Good. Lift, lift, center, center. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Really try and keep the arms at shoulder height, not bring them down to the hips. Shoulder height and lift it up. Good. Shoulder height. Lift it up. Beautiful. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. 2 more. Last. Bring it down. Good working cardio. Inhale, reach to the right and to center. Left and center. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Working concentration, working coordination, Working the breath, trying to get the heart rate up to that orange level, that fat burning level. Stimulating that metabolism. 2 more sets. Last set. Good, bring it down. Bring the arms down. You can release the towel now and work the legs back into center. Good, roll those shoulders. Hopefully your heart is beating as it should be. Grab yourself a drink of water and I will meet you at the end of the mat. So Jen, we do 3 sets of push-up series that take us through different Pilates moves each week. And my clients can use these series as either individual little 7-minute cuts that they can take out throughout the day, or they can do the full class. So it's really nice. They can use the class how is best for their time. Arms come up, seat the shoulders, chin to the chest, hands come down on the thighs, and you're gonna make that beautiful connection again. You're getting another full body massage here as you roll that spine all the way down. Pulse it for 2. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale, inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Place the hands down, walk out, right, left, right, left. Bring the knees down and come to plank position. You're gonna bring those tennis balls right in front of your thighs. And you're gonna give yourself just a really nice roll. You're gonna lay your body down, and our first series set of planks is just rolling the thighs out on the tennis balls. Good, working out any little trigger points that you might have, stretching and lengthening. A lot of times when people have low back pain, it's because they have tightness in their thighs that are not opening up. So this is a really nice way of just massaging our bodies, giving ourselves a little bit of love. We're doing a really amazing plank, which is working our core and our shoulders and our arms. And you're just rolling those legs out, up and down. Good. All right. Then bend those knees and come up into your push-up position. You may choose whatever position you want. You can have a modified full push-up. I bend my knees just because of my surgeries. So I seat my shoulders and I use this. And then for some of my older clients, they come out and they do it from a position of a tabletop. Good, so lengthen out through the hips, seat the shoulders. The hands need to be right underneath the shoulders. And when you push down, your hands are gonna come right, or your elbows are gonna come right into the ribs. That protects the arms. And we're gonna count it down for 4. So it's a nice slow push-up. Inhale, inhale, exhale, down, and inhale, inhale, press it up. Nice, inhale, inhale, exhale, down, inhale, inhale, exhale, seat those shoulders, inhale, inhale, exhale, down, inhale, inhale, exhale, lift, inhale, inhale, exhale, down, inhale, inhale, exhale, lift. Nice, last one. Inhale, elbows straight back towards the ribs, and lift, 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 lift. Stretch the body all the way out. Give yourself a nice press through the base of the hands in your baby's pose. And then come up into tabletop. Good. We're gonna lengthen out through the right leg, and lift up the left arm. We're gonna work rotation of the hips and the spine. Here we wrap through the glutes. We stabilize through the hips. The ankle is pressing back towards the back wall. So you're stable all the way through here. The shoulders stay seated and the arm lifts and reaches. And then we roll and stretch through. Inhale, lift and reach. Exhale, roll through. Inhale, lift and reach. Exhale, roll through. Inhale, lift and reach. Exhale, roll through. Inhale, lift and reach. Working the rotation of the shoulders. Inhale, lift and reach. Exhale, roll through. Inhale, lift. Exhale, roll Inhale, now pull in through the belly. You should really be scooping here. You're feeling a beautiful connection from the hips to the shoulders, all the way down out into the heel. And the top of the neck is nice and long and pointed towards the ground. But lift up and pulse. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale, inhale, inhale. Again, stabilize through those hips. Press out through that heel. Get a nice big scoop in through the belly and the shoulders stay seated. 2 more sets. Last set. Good, reach it back and hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Bring it back down. Switching to that other side. Seat the shoulders, pull in through the belly. Wrap through the glutes, lengthen through the knees. Press through that standing foot, lengthening out through that ankle. Inhale, reach, and exhale, roll. Inhale, reach, roll it through. Beautiful. Inhale, reach. Exhale, stretch and extend. Nice. Inhale, reach. Exhale, seat those shoulders. Inhale, reach. Keep the back nice and long. No arcing through the back. Inhale. And reach it through. 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 Last one. Inhale, hold, and pulse. Now stabilize through the hips. The only thing that should be moving here is that shoulder back towards the back wall behind you. Inhale, inhale, exhale. You're building the muscles of your stability or the stabilizing the joints around your hips, your knees, your ankles, the shoulders. Good, and you are toning those muscles with this beautiful pulse. 2 more. Inhale, inhale, exhale. Exhale, last one. Reach it down, stretch it through. Give yourself a nice big stretch. Come back into your tabletop position. Lengthen out through the tailbone. Seat the shoulders, reach the right arm. So let's do the left arm, right leg. We're gonna crisscross into the center, working abs. This is a balance and coordination exercise and stretching and lengthening exercise. Inhale, pull it in and hold. Exhale, reach and lengthen. Connect in with that breath and just use that to meditate through the work. Inhale, pull it in. Exhale and lengthen. The breath cleanses the body. Pilates is a compression and release type of exercise. And when we compress, we squeeze everything out into our circulatory system. And then when we release, that body can absorb all that beautiful oxygen into the cells. And exhale and stretch. Inhale, pull it in. Exhale and release. Inhale, pull it in. Exhale and release. 2 more. Inhale, pull it in. Exhale and release. Hold, flex, and point. 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 And flex, and point. Bring it down, switch those sides. Seat those shoulders. Pull the belly in, wrap through the glutes, lengthen out through the legs. Arms come out to the other side. Good. Bring it into the center and hold. Exhale and release. Inhale, hold, exhale, and lengthen. Check in with those shoulders. Make sure they stay seated like little shoulders. The shoulder blades are like little soldiers right along the back of the spine. Exhale and lengthen. Inhale, hold, exhale, and lengthen. Inhale, hold, exhale, and lengthen. Inhale, hold, exhale, and lengthen. 2 more. Inhale, hold, exhale, and lengthen. Last one. Inhale, hold, exhale, lengthen out through the muscles and flex and point. Inhale, exhale. Pulling it in and pressing and lengthening. Working those joints through the ankle and the wrist. Inhale and exhale, working an eccentric Is it eccentric? I'm not thinking this morning. Anyway, you are holding your stability muscles there, strengthening in a stable position. Good, bring it down, stretch all the way down through the lower back. Good, bring the toes up, reach back, stretch up into downward dog, and walk the hands back, right, left, right, left. Hands on the shins, chin to the chest, seat the shoulders, and roll the spine up, one vertebra at a time. Arms come up, arms up, seat the shoulders, hands down to the ribs. Good, roll that body down. One last time, pressing the hands down now through the thighs, and pulse it down. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale, inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Hands walk out, right, left, right, left. Bend the knees, seat the shoulders, wrap through the glutes, pull in through the belly, bend the elbows down and come into your plank position. Lift up into plank, and we're gonna walk it along, right and left. Knee bends down towards the floor. Right knee, left knee, right knee, left knee, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Two more. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Last one. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Good. Bend those knees. Come back into your push-up position. If you crossed your legs before, cross them in the opposite side. Just giving that sensation and awareness to the opposite side of the body. Good. Seat the shoulders, pull in through the belly. Lengthen out through the spine. Elbows come straight back towards the ribs. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Seat those shoulders, pull the belly in, really support the spine during these exercises. Last one. Good. Come all the way up and bring that hip down. We're going to lengthen down and work Pilates legs. We're going to start in clam. You've got a beautiful triangle underneath the chest. The chest is lifted, the shoulders are seated. Arm can be up above, it can be down to the side, or it can be on the thigh to help kind of just give it a little bit more resistance. You're going to squeeze that leg up and then press it down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press. Really pull in through that belly. Keep those shoulders seated. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. 4 more. Inhale and exhale. 3. Again, meditate with that breath. Just breathe as deeply as you possibly can. If you're breathing right during a Pilates class, you can increase your oxygen levels by up to 50%. Pulse it up. Just imagine what that does for your energy levels, for cleansing toxins from your system, for just keeping your body healthy. Exhale, exhale. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Now you're squeezing up. Lift, squeeze, lift, squeeze. Inhale, inhale, exhale. Careful with the neck, nice long necks. Inhale, exhale, exhale. 2 more. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Last one. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Release. Come all the way down. Good. All right. We're going to start with raindrop. The right leg can be bent or long. You are stable through the hips, so the hips are stacked on top of each other. I'm going to bend my leg slightly to help with my balance. Arm is going to be up, and we're going to tap in front and then tap behind. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Inhale, inhale. Toe is pointed straight up towards the ceiling. That knee is in rotation, so it's pointing up to the ceiling. Get that toe up towards the ceiling, toe up. Exhale, exhale, inhale, inhale, back, back, front, front, back, back, front, front, back, back. 2 more sets. Back, back, last one, front, front, back, back. Good, lift that knee in, lengthen up and flex, sit down. Point, point, flex, sit down. Point, point, flex, sit down. Now pull in through the belly, seat those shoulders. Press the heel that is on the floor down towards the mat. Point, point, flex, sit down. Beautiful, point, point, flex, sit down. Point, point, flex, sit down. So inhale, inhale, exhale. Last set. Hold it here and now lift, point, press. 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 2 more. Lift, point, press. Last one. Lift, point, press. Good. Bring the knees into the center. We're going to come all the way up. Stretch out through into saw. So sitting up into saw, arms and legs are kind of in a nice V shape. We don't want them to be too wide. Good. Arms are going to come up and you're on top of those sits bones. You're going to bring the arm across and outside the leg, you're going to reach, 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 chest to thigh, and then lift and exhale. Inhale, reach outside of the leg, outside that leg. Good. Yep. Inhale, exhale, over, down, longer, longest. Inhale, exhale, inhale, down, longer, longest. Beautiful. Now keep that shoulder seated. The chest should be lifted. Reach, lift. Beautiful. Neck is nice and long, back is nice and long. Reach, reach. No rounding through of the shoulders. Over and reach. That's perfect. Good. Good change there. Good. Lift it up and over and reach, 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 up and over. Nice. Belly to thigh, not nose to knee. And down, down, down. One last side. And down, down, down. Reach it all the way up. Nice big stretch. Bring the legs together and come across to the other side. Working clam. Beautiful triangle underneath. You're seating those shoulders. You're lifting up through the chest. The whole goal through seating the shoulders is to get rid of that challenge that we have of the rounding shoulders forward. Good. Hand is on the thigh or up above or down below. Reach it up and press it down. Inhale up. Exhale down. I'm using my arm to create resistance, further resistance. I'm squeezing my glutes. I'm pulling in and up, zipping up through the abs. You're connecting with your transverse here that stabilizes the spine. Inhale and exhale. Reach and lower. Beautiful. Reach and lower. Reach and lower. 2 more. Last one. Reach it up and pulse. Inhale. Inhale, exhale, exhale. So with the breath, when we breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth, 2 things with the Pilates breath. First of all, as soon as that cold air hits the back of the throat, you are inspiring norepinephrine and serotonin, which are the 2 happy hormones that we want running through our brain and our bodies. The second thing is, by breathing out through with a pulsed or pressed lips, you create and use the lungs as a muscle rather than as a vacuum. and you keep the strength in those lungs because you are pressing that air out and you are actively breathing in. It's a really, really beautiful way of just keeping the strength of our rib cage and our lungs. Good. Hold it there. And then bring it down. Nice. Come all the way down into your position. We're starting range up. That toe comes straight up towards the ceiling. Arm can be up or in front. Pulse it forward and back. Back. You're working a range of motion through that hip. So we want that toe to be able to point towards the ceiling. Wherever you are is awesome, but that's your goal, is to be able to really get that knee and that toe up straight to the ceiling. I'm still working on mine. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Really stabilize through the hip. Even though we're working the legs here, the whole goal is stability through the shoulders, the legs, the hips, the spine. So Pilates is tricky that way. Even though we're working one part of our body part, the whole rest of the body is working in congruently to stabilize and support and make sure that that exercise can be done so beautifully. Good, then bring it up. Reach, flex, sit down. Up, reach, flex, sit down. Woo! Flex, sit down. Point, point, flex, sit down. Point, lift, 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 flex, sit down. Inhale, inhale, exhale. Last one. Hold it there and lift. Point, press. Lift, point, press. Lift, point, press. Nice. Foot, point, press. Lift, point, press. Lift, point, press. Lift, point, press. Two more. Lift, point, press. Last one. Lift, point, press. Great job. Good. Bring yourselves over onto your belly. Stretch all the way up. Good. Bend the knees. Come into your downward dog and walk it up. Left, right, left, right. Hands on the shins, chin to the chest, seat the shoulders, and roll the spine up one vertebra at a time. Good, let's give ourselves a nice big stretch. Press that hip to the left, and up, and to the right. And up. Good, bring the hands down, chin to the chest. Again, we're waking up and massaging that thyroid. Now every single organ is getting so much love as we press the body down towards the floor, folding at the hips. Good. Inhale, inhale, and just take an inventory of your body right now. How much looser, how much more energized it feels. Yes, those muscles are fatigued, but your whole body is swimming in oxygen right now. Walk that body all the way out. Bend the knees and come into your plank position. Good. All right, we're gonna point and flex through our hold here. So point and flex. Really work at squeezing those glutes, seating those shoulders. Try to get the hips totally parallel to the floor. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Flex, point, flex, point, flex, point, flex, point. Two more, flex, point and flex, and point. Bend those knees. Great job. Bring those hands right underneath the hips, or I'm sorry, underneath the shoulders. Seat the shoulders down. Squeeze those glutes. If you need to cross your feet, then you cross in the opposite one that you did before. We're going to count it down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Two more. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Reach it all the way back. Give yourself a nice big stretch. Beautiful. Bring the hips all the way around. Good. Come over on into kind of a sit-up position. Your chest is lifted. Your shoulders are seated. The palms of the hands are right on top of the kneecaps. Good. And the knees are nice and bent. Feet are flat on the floor. Good. You're going to tip the hips back and then roll the hips up. Now the shoulders do not move at all, so the arms stay completely straight. Inhale, press. You press into the feet. Now you pull your heels towards your booty. Inhale, press it down. Now heels to booty. Inhale down. Again, those shoulders stay seated. We're just training the spine to work as the spine and keeping the shoulders as they should be, nice and stable for our head. Good. Inhale, press it back. Exhale and lift. Inhale, press it back. For every 1/4 of an inch that our head leans forward off the base of our spine in a forward push, that's 20 extra pounds of weight on our spine. It's pretty bad. Pulse it up. Inhale, inhale. And with all the computer work, all the driving, the standing over the stove, whatever it might be that causes that rounded shoulder, that rounded neck, so important to stabilize those shoulder blades. Exhale, exhale. 2 more. Lift, lift. Keep those shoulders straight. Arms are long, straight elbows, Good. Good. Now relax. Bring the hands down to the mid-thigh and then lift straight up to the top. Inhale down. Exhale and lift. Inhale down. Exhale and lift. Good. Inhale, roll it all the way down to the bottom. Good. Place the feet and reach them up to the ceiling. We're going to flex and point. Bring those toes down right to the hips. We're going to do a nice quick, I just looked at the time. We're going to roll the hips up and then exhale, extend. Inhale, lift. Exhale, extend. Inhale, lift. Exhale, extend. Now take those hips and roll the spine all the way up into a nice big bridge. Holding it here, lower the sternum and lift the sternum. Lower the sternum, lift the sternum. Then lower the sternum and lower the rib cage. Now lift just the ribs. The hips are up towards the heavens. Inhale, roll. Exhale, lift. Inhale, roll. Now roll the ribs down. Now roll the lower back. The hips are still up off the floor. Lift. The lower back, lower the lower back. Lift and lower. Now roll all the way down to the hips. Come up into your upper contraction. Seat the shoulders for the hundreds. Good. Count it up. Lift it up. Flex. Point. Flex. Point. Flex. Point. Flex. Lower it down. Deepen that upper contraction. Point. Flex. Point. Flex. Scoop the belly down towards the floor. You don't want any carrots. Lower it down. Carrot-like muscles sticking out from the abs. Keep that belly scooped down towards the floor. Inhale, inhale, exhale. Lower it down. Lift it up. Flex. Point. Flex. Point. Flex. Point. And flex. Hold it there. Lift the arms. Lower the legs all the way down. And sink the body down into the floor. Let the whole body relax, and feel your lungs lifting and falling, and lifting and falling. Release the toes and let the feet splay to the sides. Release the calves and the shins and feel the muscles melt off the bone. Release the hamstrings and the thighs, melting and away they evaporate into the air. The hips release, upper and lower hemispheres. The lower back releases, the middle back lets go. The connection to the rib releases and the lungs splay open wide as the ribs reach up to the heavens. The clavicles reach out to the sides and the shoulder blades melt down onto the mat. The arms lengthen out and the hands become little flowers reaching up to the heavens, and then they fall to the floor. Every bone and muscle and tendon and connection letting go. The neck releases, the chin, the cheeks, the lips, the ears, the eyes, the nose, the top of the head, the forehead, all melt away. And we are skeletons to the heavens. Rise the arms up to the heavens and then bring down all that goodness from above, putting your fingers nice supple on the top of the neck. Give yourself a nice big hug and stretch. And then lift the arms all the way back up to the heavens, release, and let them fall to the sides. 2 big breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. All right. Clap those hands and stomp those feet. Woo! Bring those feet up right underneath the hips. We're going to breathe it out. 2 more. Last set. Good. Place the hands on the shins, chin to the chest. Seat the shoulders. You have now cleansed the system of all those toxins that came to the surface. Arms come up. Seat the shoulders. Roll to the right. And lift. And roll to the left. And lift. Arms and wrists roll all the way down and come into prayer for 2 big breaths. Thank you for class. Thank you, Jen. I hope you enjoyed.